Okay, so Libra. This is your week ahead tarot card and oracle card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. The full astrology breakdown is on Astrology Motivation, my second YouTube channel. So definitely check that out, guys. This reading, unlike the astrology reading, this reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. It is an energy reading. Okay. I think it's really interesting, this card that came out, and we're going to get into it. Please take the energy that I describe and let it resonate wherever it resonates, in your space, in your life. And always feel free to leave the comments below, because I love to know what you guys are thinking. It's a complicated week because there's a full moon, and it's going to be an emotional one for you, one that almost demands release, especially for a specific group of you, which I will tell you. I will reveal that to you by the end of this video. But this is the card that I pulled. We have strangers here. It didn't come out in the center. It came out toward the future, so toward the end of this week. And if you understand the astrology, it immediately said to me, people that you thought you knew are going to end up as strangers by the end of this week. Because you're going to realize that there was an inauthenticity that you were accepting from them. Or that there was an inauthenticity about yourself that you were conforming to enable yourself to stay in certain relationships and situations. So by the end of the week, many of you are going to find yourself in the midst of strangers who you thought were once friends, or connections that you thought were much more intimate than they really are. This could also be literal for some of you, going to be put in a position where you have to meet new people, or you'll want to meet new people, and you'll be open and receptive maybe to hobnobbing or just socializing with people who are different than you normally would. So it doesn't necessarily have to have a negative spin, but I'd be really interested in where that card is taking us, since it is in the future. I still feel strongly, guys, that this is the energy of realizing that you don't know each other, because you've for so long and so fervently pretended to be what needed to be in order to satisfy you or satisfy your egos. And ultimately that's not really getting to know each other, is it? We have block. You already know in some degree you're protecting yourself from something, you're defending yourself from something. You're very strong. Maybe you've been through this before, or you're very guarded about something because you know that you've been through this before, so you know there's a reason to defend yourself, right? You're experienced here. Exactly. This is, oh my God, you're around people you don't like. Like, this is just not enjoying yourself. This sense of being out of sorts with those around you, and you're trying to defend yourself from it. Maybe you don't want to be around people that you don't really care about or don't really like or don't know. But by the end of this week, you're going to have to deal with it. So whatever degree of difficulty it is, or whatever it is, there's just a sense of you are going to have to deal with a situation that is frustrating for you and that you've tried to avoid, on the most surface level. And then we have, you can't wait any longer. So you have been trying to avoid something. Clearly that has been emotionally difficult for you, but you're not resting on it, and you can't rest on it anymore. There's a sense of you're ready to take action and you've made a decision, because there's only so much time for reflection, and the time of reflection is gone. So it's sort of like the clock is ticking. By the end of the week, you're gonna make this decision, even though it is not necessarily the most comfortable situation for you. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper into what this situation is. Ending conflict, ending competition. Okay, so ending conflict, ending competition, naysayers or haters. This is a sense of just wanting to put it to rest. So sick of it. So sick of the fighting. So done with it. But ultimately, I think there may have been some kickback with that, with maybe you didn't stick up for yourself, or being unconfrontational left you in a position of compromising too much. And so there is that sense of, okay, well, now I've got to defend myself. Now I've got to talk to these people. I mean, good example, I'm a Libra rising, and I can be very non-confrontational as well. I just spent 2.5 hours on the phone with Yelp. They've been taking almost $200 a month from me without giving me a service. So there's a sense of, I thought I had dealt with it and addressed it, but now I've got to go after it aggressively. You know, you thought that it was going to be okay, or that the conflict was over, or to make the conflict over, you sort of endured way too much. Then we have heartache and finance. So this could hit you in the pocketbook. You could be heartbroken or really disappointed or stressed out or filled with anxiety when it comes to money or finances, especially if there's some sort of tax man in your life, or just money broker or something like that, giving you bad news or saying, no, something's not moving forward. King of Pentacles is very Taurus energy. And it's just it's kind of conservative energy right now. There's that sense that, no, the sun isn't in Taurus yet, but Mercury's heading into Taurus. People are thinking with very practical brains. And it's almost like there's almost anger here. There's anger because, or frustration, or definitely disappointment, like heartbroken when it comes to a job, heartbroken when it comes to money matters, just a sense of tired of waiting on it, tired of sitting on it, or tired of being disappointed by somebody over and over again because you don't fit the traditional criteria. All of that frustration is going to be coming to a head this week. And that's what the confrontation is. I guess long story short, right? Or short story long, that's what you're confronting, is you have to confront these. You have to confront this status quo. You have to confront these standards. You have to have these uncomfortable conversations. You absolutely have to, because time is up and you're in a position where you can't handle it anymore. Let's get a moon card here. We have Libra moon. Nothing will come of this situation. What situation? Your commitment is being tested. Okay, so now I just heard it. Libras. This is a test. Do you have faith in this situation? Because what you're going to get this week is no, 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 because of this rule, this rule, this rule, this rule, this rule, or just naysayers saying that this isn't, like, because it's not traditional and it's not standard, it's not possible. But let me say this to you. You have 2 full moons on the table. This is a sense of nothing will come of this situation. Nothing will come from the no. Nothing will come from the stop. Nothing will come from, you know what I'm saying? There's a sense of it doesn't have as much sway over you as you think it does. It's just a bunch of frustration that you're going to have to endure for the time being. But you can confront this, and I would be as direct as possible about this situation. Be on the up and up, have everything on the surface, and sort of have people make a list for you and say, okay, what are the challenges here? You're not allowed to tell me no, but what are the challenges here? And if you clearly see the challenges, then you can then start to say, okay, well, what do I have to do? Right? I think the key word here is pragmatic and realistic. Those 2 words. We have your commitment is being tested, balance spirituality and practicality. And when that card comes out, there is a sense of faith and realism having to be harmonized. This sense of, okay, if you want to move forward, you've got to move forward realistically. The dreams have got to stop, right? There is that sense of, yes, proceed in faith, but you're still walking on earth, right? So that's sort of setting us up for the modality. Let's get of the week. Let's get into what is this nothing is going to come of this situation. What do you mean? How badly do you want something? I think those of you who it's like this is the week where you're allowed to admit, I don't really want it that badly. I was just keeping it going because I thought I had to. Your expectations from the past are over. It's done. You do not have to do what you don't want to do. But then there is that sense of, okay, how am I, okay, finding this balance. This is you finding your sense of self and your own personal truth of remembering what it was without having to overcompensate for others, right? And then we have Ace of Swords, which is clarity of your mind and some sort of decision to cut through something, cut something out, figure it out, really be able to see something clearly now of what is good for you and what is not. We have the Knight of Wands here. It could be a person that is impacting you, could have been your sexuality that is impacting you, or you may have to tell somebody something, right? Giving them a message, or finally saying something and taking action on that statement. This could be you giving somebody a message or being very clear about what it is that you really desire, where your passions really are, or the truth about your passions, making that statement clear. Why do we have strangers here? Can you clarify? What is this stranger? Yeah, there's some sort of good judgment. Oh, the Lovers here. So I think there could be a decision about who you really desire and what you're really attracted to, or who you really want. Some sort of statement that you finally have to make and tell somebody, just tell somebody quick and clearly. What is this, strangers? What is this, please? What is this, strangers? We have 10 of Cups here, and we have 2 of Pentacles. Your home life could be seriously shifting. And strength. In other words, have the strength to allow yourself to be happy. And then you'll see a major shift in your home life. Like I guess that's, I don't know how to interpret it. Let's get deeper into how to interpret those things. Remember, there's always an extended reading that I hope you'll join me for. If you are watching on television, the links won't work. So you will have to just pick up your phone or your computer, and all the links will work. Yeah, you've taken too much responsibility on yourself to make things work. That's what it's saying. You've taken too much responsibility on yourself to make everything happy and to make things work. This is sort of like a tremendous burden. Or, okay, you've been stuck in limbo, not being able to make a choice or a decision or make a move. Something has been uncertain. You will not be uncertain anymore this week. Ace of Wands, King of Wands. This could be a fire sign, somebody in your life, somebody who's just grown up, or it could be your own creativity, your own sense of creative confidence. It's like you now have a newfound sense of confidence and a newfound realization that you deserve to be confident and make a choice from confidence instead of complacency or trying to you appease somebody else. So this is also a sense of a breakthrough. If you have a fire sign that's prominent in your life, it could be a breakthrough with them, and that will greatly impact your clarity. Maybe there has been sort of, you've been in limbo waiting for a decision to happen, and now something about this person's decision and this person's passion clarifies things for you so that you know exactly what decision to make, if that makes any sense. You know, it's like as Libras, we always try to be like, oh, nicey, nicey, nicey. Or not make a decision, right? Let them decide. Well, their decision makes it very clear what your decision has to be, is what I'm saying. Ooh. What is this, strangers? I've got to get clarity. What is strangers? What do you mean? Clarify, strangers. Clarify, strangers. Because it could be you're taking action to go somewhere and you're going to find yourself surrounded by strangers, but that could also lead to an adventure. Strangers. And then we have 10 of Pentacles. You have 3 tens. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and 10 of Wands. So you have completed something. It's like now you're finally ready to admit that you have done all that you can do. And there is a certainty about your qualifications or what it is that you value. And that's what it's saying. You may be kind of surprised by who you end up valuing by the end of this week, or where you get your value from. There could also be some sort of opportunity that is coming in financially where you have to take this opportunity. Let's get all those answers, guys. I will see you in the extended.